Hello my crafty friends, back again. A quick video of just a bit of sharing some of the projects that I've just completed, that I started a little while ago getting ready for Christmas. And because I've been so busy entering some of these awesome challenges, it sort of got put aside and I wasn't really quite sure what colour scheme I wanted to go with. This project was going to be for our country kitchen, which has a huge mantelpiece over the cooking area that used to have a fuel stove, which now of course has my gas stove. And last year I've just put a few ornaments on top because the decorations that I used for a mantelpiece were in the lounge room for the fireplace. So I decided to make a banner, and the banner has got 11 pieces. I'll probably have to take one off, it might be a bit long. But I wasn't quite sure whether I should do traditional or shabby. So I did both. And here are the results. I'll just remove myself. Oh no, I can stay there, I'm not in the way. So it's quite long, so it didn't quite all fit on the table. But I've made all the banner pieces pretty much the same. I'll just make it so that you can see that a little bit better. So yeah, so I started off with a lovely little printed Christmas theme fabric, and I was just going to make it red, gold and green. But you know what happens when you start layering, you just can't help yourself. So anyway, so I've still put the green. The green you can only just see through here. I've got my red and I've got my gold. So once I've put my edging around it, and it's a really tiny little edging that I got a few weeks ago, which was just perfect. I then covered it with a few layers of soft lace so that you could still see the green through it. And I've actually used some of this beautiful trim that I received from Deb Hendricks Happy Mail. Thank you, Debbie. Some red lace, which I rarely use. And I had a pineapple doily, and I cut out the pineapples just to make the centre part a little bit different, and I've just kept that flapping around. This is an applique of a large flower, and it's from a top, and I've still got quite a few of those. Here I've popped in a couple little bling pieces, and they were actually a little Happy Mail gift from Sheila on YouTube as well. I've made a little shabby flower here from a curtain fabric, which I'll show you later. That's pretty amazing as well. And just made a little bow. I did have the ends come out, but I just wasn't really happy with it. So I just tucked it under and made it look sort of just pretty like that. Mainly because I wanted some tassels down the bottom. And I just used offcuts of lace and a little bit of tulle and some more of this curtain fabric. And as we go down the bottom, see, you can still see some of that pretty fabric just here. Just so sort of double layer lace just here. And then I've incorporated some trim that I received from Marlene, Mars of Michigan, because she had some little beads in there that have got little stars, and I thought they were pretty, that I could use on there. And then I just used a piece of gold fringe trim that I've got meters and meters of. And then to separate the banner, I used the gold trim again, and I applied that on a doily edging. I've had a really large doily, and I just cut some of the edging off. And then I have these little tiny little tabs that you can just hang on a string, and it's for garland. But because I had so many in my Christmas box, I thought, no, I'm going to take some and use them for here. And I just clipped them on there. Used a little bit of shiny black gold fabric a little snippet of a doily and just some goldy pearls with some more trim. So yes, ladies, so this is, they're all the same, and like I said, it's probably nearly 2.5 meters long, so obviously it doesn't fit on the camera here. Let's see if I can make that, but once I've got it up at Christmas time, I'll take a photo or even a video and you'll be able to see it. So that was my completion of another project. So my list is getting shorter. So let's just put this away. And I'll just pop myself here. Just bear with me, ladies. I'm just put this away. Okay. Now, talking about the banner and the flowers that I've used, I've acquired a huge bag full of curtain. And a friend of mine rang me up and said, look, I've got a lady here that's changing her curtains. They look like, you know, 3 normal sized curtains. Would you like them? And the first thing I said was, well, what are they? And she said, lace. I said, yes, please. Lo and behold, the curtains are about 4 meters wide and about 3 meters long. And I have 3 lots. So can you imagine me cutting up the curtains? Bottom trim I've cut off, and it makes an awesome, awesome flower. Here's one that I've got ready. And look at that pretty trim. So it's about 3 inches wide. So it doesn't take much then to put a doily on top and a piece of bling. And that's great for a base for a flower. So, you know, I've cut it all off, and there it is there. Then I've cut off a wider strip, just like that. And I've made little flowers like this. Again, once I've got the length, I've folded it and cut curves, so it's got the little curved edges, like little petals. Again, that'll be a great base to start your flower. And then, of course, I've made some narrow ones so I can use this as just for my dangles, or really, really tiny flowers. But I think I'll use them for dangles. And this is the curtain. So not only will I get trims out of it, I will get beautiful little appliques out of it, some leaves, some little flower appliques out of it. Yeah, so the list is endless of what you can make from 3 lots of curtains. And they're also a great base if you want to cover a project. Okay, my next project, I entered a challenge, and it was the Facebook group. Now I can't find my piece of paper. And it's through Vanessa, the Facebook group Vanessa Angel Rose Crafters United to Craft. And she has a challenge going, but you don't need to send anything. You just need to make something and post it on that Facebook page to be entered. And it's all about Halloween. Well, I've never made anything ugly or, yes. So it was a bit of a challenge for me. So I made a tag. And this is the tag. Now, the tag itself, I have to angle this a bit different. The tag itself is just from the button down to the tassel. And I've just used some tulle that I've coloured, a little bit of organza to make it look a bit spooky, I guess. I got this photo of, I actually took a photo of it. It was in a stationery shop. They had a big poster up. So I took a photo of it and then I got my hubby to print it out. So I just highlighted the eyes with a bit of red pen, just there. Put a little wooden button on the nose. And just for the eyebrows, what I've done is I had a bronze picture frame, little picture frame that I really didn't like. And I cut it up in pieces and used that as eyebrows. And this is paper that I found in a magazine. That had the spider on already and the cobweb. And what I did is I used an old black earring and just highlighted the spider as well to make it stand out. I then used a little pom-pom tree and a little button and a little black ribbon for a tie. Here I used a little doily that I coloured as well, and I wasn't really happy with the colour, but it was good enough for this to make it look all sort of, yeah, scary, spooky. A little bit of trim still from Deb Hendricks. A little black shiny bead rock. Little applique that I coloured from hair colour with the matching trim. So that's the actual tag. And because this is going to a niece who was married at Halloween, and she's Gothic. She had a Gothic wedding. So I've made this into a card. So what I've done is I've actually applied this. I made an envelope card out of this red paper and covered it with black lace. Just there. And then what I've done is I've attached, let me put this down. I've attached a piece of black ribbon just on the edge, and in it I've attached a card, just like that. And this is her card. I haven't written anything on there, so I thought I'd better make the video before I do. So, yeah, so I hope she likes it. I think she will. She likes all this sort of thing. And then you can just pop that card back in there. Yeah, and I just thought that was pretty cool, seeing I've already made it. I didn't know who else to give it to, so yes, and it's a 2nd year anniversary. So, and she likes anything spooky. Well, I can't get any spookier than this. So yeah, so this is the card. So ladies, that's what I've been up to. It's not much of a share, but I just thought I'd share it. Oh, and I made the matching envelope to go with it. It was a bit of paper stock that I bought, and had flowers on one side. Well, that's not going to happen for her. So I turned it around, and just that sort of print goes quite well with that card. So anyway, ladies, I just thought share my little projects. I'll probably know by the end of the week whether we'll be back on the road. It's been a long waiting game for us. But anyway, you all make sure you do plenty of crafting, seeing it's Christmas time. And you know what you've got to do? Happy crafting. Bye.